It's a story of bravery, guts, and a little luck. It takes place during the morning hours of a day no American will ever forget.
December 7th, 1941, a date which will live in infamy.
Images of destruction singe our memories. Names forever etched on history's blackboard.
Virginia, Arizona, Nevada, California, Tennessee.
From the roll call of loss emerged many stories of heroism. But one such story is seemingly lost to a generation of people whose hometown she is named for. She is the USS St. Louis, and her heroic story began at 7:55 a.m. on December 7th, 1941.
I was above on deck when the attack started.
Marty Barnes of Warrenton, Missouri, was a 19-year-old Marine corporal preparing to raise the Stars and Stripes when the first Japanese planes hit.
By the time they dismissed the color guard, all the hatches had been dogged down. And you cannot open them once they sound battle stations.
Man your battle stations. This is not a drill.
If you're on top side, you stay top side. So I was top side. And what I seen...
Planes, bombs, and black smoke filled the air as Barnes and his shipmates went into action.
The crew on the St. Louis was fighting in 5 minutes. So I went and got on a 50 caliber machine gun. And as soon as we got ammunition, we started firing.
As sailors and Marines fought frantically on deck, others worked below, getting the St. Louis's engines ready to sail. She made a good target, sandwiched between the USS Honolulu and the San Francisco, and it didn't take long before the Japanese realized it too.
The Honolulu was tied up to the dock. We were tied up next to the Honolulu, and the bomb went between the Honolulu and their docks and blew a hole in her side. But we weren't hit by that bomb. It did shake us up a little.
Somehow the St. Louis was able to get underway. The destruction in the harbor forced the captain to take a longer route. Barnes continued firing his 50 caliber machine gun as the St. Louis passed Battleship Row to get out.
You see men in the water, and you see oil, burning oil. You see men on decks of ships that are sinking, and you see men that don't have a chance in hell to get it out. And you know that some of them are going to die. You can't dismiss the smell of oil, burned oil on water.
The trip out of the harbor took an hour. She remained a target of Japanese fighters who strafed her twice. As she neared the outlet to the Pacific, it seemed her luck would hold up.
On the way out, ran across a midget submarine trying to come in. And Captain Rood turned the ship slightly, enough so he could bring to bear one of his 5-inch mounts and put a round right in the conning tower of the submarine. And it was sunk right there.
For the crew of the Lucky Lou, the morning of December 7th was now over. She was the only ship of her size to make her way out of the harbor to fight another day. The St. Louis was involved in nearly every major Pacific battle. She was hit by torpedoes and kamikaze planes, but kept on fighting, earning 11 battle stars while losing 43 sailors and Marines. After the war, she was sold to the government of Brazil and became the flagship of that Navy for more than 20 years. In the late 70s, she was sold for scrap, but sank off the coast of South Africa before reaching her final destination. She remains there to this day. Barnes served on the St. Louis until January 1943. Later that year, he and his fellow Marines stormed the beaches of Tarawa. For more on the USS St. Louis, visit KSDK.com to find a complete multimedia experience, including photographs, rare video, and more stories from Marty Barnes and others.